folks, and welcome to the second episode of Spotlights, a series I'm very excited about because it puts the focus on you, on other players from around the world. We take one player in particular, we put the spotlight on them, we look at a collection of their games, and hear some of their answers to some basic questions that I provide. Let us go ahead and jump in. This episode is about KevinEisenfaust, which obviously you would have known by the title there. But if you also watched the tournament, he was a participant in that, did very well. His deal-to-heal deck, I don't know if he's given it an official name, but that's what I call it, where using the healing factor and the drain factor, weaponizing it with things like Ring of Namira and the doggos and everything. Anyway, had put it to great effect. We saw it do very, very well in the tournament. He has refined it since, has polished it up, and so we're going to see that put into effect on the ladder here today. Very excited, so let's go ahead and jump into the games.
Luck to your house.
Hello, my name is Kevin. What you can call me is KevinEisenfaust. My name comes from a game called Gothic, and there was a character. His last name was Eisenfaust. The German word, the translation would be Iron Fist. I was 13 at the time, and I was like, yeah, that's a nice name.
He is up against CWJ78 and the Immortal, which is always a problem when you're battling somebody.
I like everything around Agonia. So my favorite card would be Red Brahmin.
Buy the egg, surrender.
The 9-cost card who can silence and shackle all the creatures. And the card who represents me the best, Divide Fear.
I can't waste energy talking to boring people.
For the Emperor.
That is a hard counter. I mean, luckily Kevin has a ton of drain he can use, but really he was hoping to get that 5 drain. Great use of that's great. You don't see that very often. The Khajiit Warhelm. That's a great use of great and very effective use of the Warhelm helmet, and it's fitting that it's a Khajiit Warhelm. I think that's pretty much its intended purpose, is to be able to enable those pilfers without necessarily having to rely on... Okay, hang on. Unfortunately, still too early for Dawn's Wrath. And...
I will not be on the wrong side of
he's going to steal Get Guard there, which he should be big enough, unless CWJ78, we'll call him CW, is sitting on a way to get rid of... No, he will take 10 at least. CW has just enough to trade with his descendant. This is going to be close. He will be able to play Dawn's Wrath next turn.
No quarter.
But that doesn't necessarily help him stabilize. Well, that actually does.
Do not ignore Khajiit's warning.
So he'll be able to hit with 10. And hopefully CW... Oh, that is a clutch prophecy. Oh my goodness gracious! Wow. Wow, what a twist. I mean, I think Kevin was going to be okay anyway. Because, yeah, CW's playing everything into that lane, so we may see a Dawn's Wrath anyway once he gets the drain.
You like to dance close to the fire, don't you?
A little bit risky there, just because we don't know what reach CW has.
Die by the Prince of Pluck.
Wow, did not expect that. Alright, so fortunately no way to remove the guard there, and no way to extend the play. Brynjolf again. I mean, Kevin, he is now.
Pay for this.
Well, it depends here. Charge creature could be bad. Ogrim could be very bad. Ooh, boy. I mean, he just has to hope
They'll move along.
Oh,
if they don't
there we
want
go. All
trouble.
right. And maybe Brynjolf.
Shall we put in a dishonest
Okay.
page for him?
Well done, boy. He is clinging on to life here. Unless CW has... Oh, Munda Stone. Got a little bit of nonsense on the board there. Okay. Better him than Brynjolf, and he has the lightning bolt there. And I think this is going to be game over for CW. And Kevin is going to start looking to do some damage with his drains.
Their power will be Khajiit's.
Speak, citizen.
Wisely waiting until he can get a little more drain on the board, because he is going to be doing, with just that, he'll be doing 14 damage total. I wonder what doggy... I haven't seen the list yet, so I don't know what
Just forget about C. Everyone does.
what other support he's running other than mentors. The puppers, the little doggy. I can Conjurer's Spirit, maybe. I think. Oh, fantastic!
Khajiit
And I
likes
think we will
these.
see him go in on this one. Well, he may wait for an OTK, more or less. But that's 22 damage right there in the Shadowlands, and that's it. Exact lethal. Well done. We got to see Mentor's Ring not Mentor's Ring, Ring of Namira do its thing.
House Telvanni.
And we are queued into game 2. Kevin against Captain Black, running Telvanni.
I've been playing TESL Legends since release, but never really active. Back then when I installed it, I played it for around like maybe a few months. And then I had like a huge break because it was like, nah, doesn't interest me anymore.
A little off the beaten trail. Looks like it's going to be an action. I would say action assassin, but obviously we've got Telvanni colors, so
I do not fear.
perhaps not exactly optimized. We may see some shenanigans here. But I think Kevin's list will be able to handle it.
They cannot defeat the heart of Vega.
We've seen how well it does against kind of hard-nosed aggro,
Our foes will have
and now we'll see how well it fares against one of the primary control decks, which I think because of the pivotal nature. Well, you can determine when you play Ring. Ring of Namira doesn't start to have an impact until... Oh, that's cruel. Cruel and unusual.
They won't get past me.
All right. And as we saw, because if some of you, hopefully, you will remember Kevin from the tournament, and that's what we saw him do very early on. That's one of the great things about this deck, is that he can pivot from, he can kind of guard up, which is kind of what a solid mid-range deck wants to do anyway. So luckily, we've got Razm is going to be able to do a little bit of drawing, but he can play it as control, which we saw in the last one, where he can defend himself, and then probably a lightning bolt to deal with that, I'm guessing. Lightning bolts on Venom Tongue, they always feel a little bad, just because
By the hist.
okay, so this is
I do
a
everything myself.
very heavy. I mean, I like the card art, but this is that you only see really if it's somebody who's focused on
Try something.
lethal,
You won't leave.
the lethal mechanic. Razmadazzle staying in the shadows. Sees a burning touch. Deal 2 damage.
Death.
So we may see that against the Cat's Paw for extra draw. I think that would count as sacrifice, right? If you shoot your own. Oh, does not matter. Poor Razum. Razum-a-dazzum. Gets spirited knifed.
The best thing about Elder Scrolls Legend would be the card designs. When you play the card, it has like a unique code. That's very interesting and also very nice because it gives you like the feeling the game is like more interactive and feels more alive. You know, it's really great when you play out the card and all of a sudden they're talking.
The great thing with this deck is because of its drain, so it can turn quickly even against an aggro opponent. Now the one we saw in the first game was very, very quick, so it took him a little bit to make that turn around, but you saw it was pretty much 2 turns after stabilizing. That's the power of drain and being able to... Alright, so Cat's Paw will be sacrificed there. And that's why I enjoy the deck so much, because I think it has a unique potential to very quickly just turn on a dime. And oh, Theoden, that's a great inclusion. I don't know if that's a new... I'd have to check the deck list from the tournament, but I think that's a new addition. And against a Tribunal, I think that could be a rough call. You don't know if he's going to stick, but I think... I mean, they are running Mummify. Well, could be running Mummify, so there is that possibility, but like, Silence doesn't do anything. Mushroom Tower. Yeah, oh no, we are seeing hijinks aplenty. Could do that to Burning Touch, but Kevin is going to get a sweet, sweet card draw. That is exactly what he needs. And what this deck in general usually lacks is that late game card draw. So just a great inclusion.
The Black Hand sees all.
And we have a nice trifecta of Legendary. And Kevin going for the kill. Ice Storm, not great. He's got 2 big bodies there.
This one is just a simple spell. See yet?
Might be hoping for a Cruel Fire Bloom. It would have to be in Kano. Alright, well. Okay, so he is stalled Kevin temporarily. That's a stopgap, though. That's okay. Well, Leviathan will deny the card draw next turn. Piercing Javelin, perfect card right off the top for Leviathan. So I think Captain Black might be relatively new to the game, possibly, as we see from both the ranking and the cards. It kind of reminds me of the decks you put together when you're like, okay, I need to try to put together a full list, but I have to work with the cards that I have, and so we might be seeing the result of that here in his build. And there's an innocence to that I can appreciate. So we're going to see Courier nuked to give Burning Touch to Theoden again. Still leaves 10 on the board, 11 or 12 with the gavel.
Must I do everything myself?
Not going to be enough to kill Incano. Doggy's probably going to grab Numira's ring, and with a plethora of drain options in hand, Kevin's going to be able to probably close this out quick.
Put in a dishonest day's work.
And wisely playing Brynjol first when he comes down. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Doggy does not, it's not, I'm thinking of the Wayland, the Wayward, the 3/5 willpower that allows you to pick your support,
citizen.
but only if the support is costs less than his power, I think.
I'll learn this spell.
So Doggy just pulls whatever, and so that's the only downside to running multiple supports. usually Doggy is the like. Well, at least when I run it, it's a guaranteed Namir pool because that's the only support I'll run in there. But you do kind of hamstring yourself, and obviously Mechanical Heart is not a bad support either.
They've no move.
And if Doggy goes, well, it's academic at this point. We know Kevin is going to close this out next turn between Territorial Viper and Gavel of the Ordinator. I think even worst case, yeah, even with the guard, he'll be alright. So, Oreo will kill the skeleton, and Doggy will grab a gavel and smite the face! Well played, well played.
I can't waste energy talking to boring people.
My favorite deck would be anything around control, and my favorite deck in control would be Tribunal. I love the Exalt mechanic.
Mundstone, you know, you end up putting your foot in your mouth if you start condemning too many cards. Obviously, you all know I'm not a huge fan, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't think this deck needs that RNG. I think this deck is fantastic without it, but, you know.
You like to dance close
It's
to the
a
fire,
nice looking
don't you?
card. It's a nice looking card.
Khajiit doesn't need to be followed.
And right now we have dueling opportunists. Well, we had dueling opportunists. But Kevin takes the opportunity to kill the opportunist. Who, unless Tevasi, perhaps? Or Tevis 1? Tevis 1 sounds like a ship from like Star Trek or maybe Star Wars.
The hist heals and rejuvenates.
They've stolen the Tevis 1, but it might be Tavasi. Either way, it's fine. That 3/4.
Speak, citizen.
Not going to say problematic, but being able to take out the Bandari Opportunist. We'll see. Oh, excuse me. Whoa. We are recording this a little bit earlier than usual just because we are, Kevin and I are about 7 hours apart. So, trying to set it up so that he's not... Like, if we were to play at a time that works, you know, during my normal day, he'd be up at, you know, midnight or 1 or 2. So, it's much easier for me to... As a morning person, much easier for me to be here earlier. So this, interestingly enough, we're not seeing the typical Ebon Heart, which is, you know, your lethals and your pings. Seems to be doing a little bit more of the... I can't really call it Gabo's build, but like a sheer point. I at this point I would almost expect to see a sheer point build. Kevin conceding the shadow lane to Tevis. To the Miraculous. And the only downside of that is Tevis now has each turn 3 extra magicka to work with. I think that's what he... Is it 2? 2 or 3? Gain 3. Oh my goodness. Oof. He needs to close this out quick.
Khajiit likes these.
Alright, so we're probably... I would think we might see the Queen come down. Or Mundus. Keep everything in the field lane. But Tevis is going to have... Or the Miraculous is going to have 14 magicka to do all kinds of... I mean... And a ton of cards. That's a bad combination. Lots of magicka, lots of cards. Not sure what we'll see here. Red.
It would appear that dinner is...
Uh-oh. Okay, so now we are seeing a little bit of this. Oh! That hurts. And that is the unfortunate results of having to pretty much leave those two distillers alive. Dawn's Wrath is going to be crucial here, I think, to turning this around.
Herbs can heal or harm.
I'm playing that game active for maybe a year or 2 years now, and maybe the hardest thing so far would be getting all cards into my collection. I play against people who have like full collection of cards and their decks are like fully built and stuff. And while I play with decks where I have to improvise because I don't have the card. But I'm getting there, hopefully. I absolutely hate Invade.
The 9 in
In the interview, I'm not sure where that's going to come in here exactly, but I mean, Mundus giving him a little bit of a bit of assistance there, but I think even that is going to be GG.
Khajiit is very sorry.
If I fall, they will reclaim me.
If that had gotten Ward, oh jeez, yeah, that Tevis just had a heavy hand there. My goodness gracious, and by heavy I just mean
Herbs do
like
heal or harm.
he had all of his big stuff. He could have had a bunch of little dinky stuff.
You will feed my clan.
That's all right. That's all right, Kevin.
House Telvanni.
And it looks like we're going to be entering into a mirror match for our 4th game against Monk 81.
The reason I started playing this game was I'm a huge Elder Scrolls nerd, so I like Skyrim, for example. I like Morrowind, Oblivion, all the titles. I played them. I was like looking for a game similar to Skyrim for the phone. And yeah, I found it.
I've got you covered.
Rallying back from a really... Well, that last game was a bit brutal. It's just one of those convergences of so many different factors. Alright, so this could very well be a mirror match in terms of the heal and deal mechanic. With Monk using Drain. So, I mean, I wouldn't expect to see that. Or I didn't expect to see that when we started up today. I thought we wouldn't see another list like Kevin's, but
move in shadow.
obviously it's not an identical list. I just don't know. All right, so the Harpy. I'm sorry, no, she has a different name.
Nice
Piercing
try.
Twilight. It's a
Can't
nice
do it
name of
again.
saying an ugly freaking harpy. That's what it is. But she comes down. Probably going to take out the Dawn Star healer. Probably not. Oh, he looks like he's going to break the rune. I would be a little surprised if at
Nice
that.
try.
At that
Can't go
decision,
again.
Trying to see if Monk is up to something. I think we're just seeing a lot. That's his version of card draw. Like Kevin has Thaden, and it looks like Monk is using the. The names Elusive Schemer.
Nice
Of course, I didn't
try.
remember his name. His
Can't
name
go
itself is
again.
elusive. Oh, and Kevin. My brain. My brain. I mean, that is an elusive schemer right there in the Shadowland. So yeah, both of them using elusive schemer for that card draw. And I am just being incredibly slow this morning. Gavel. That's what we wanted to see last turn to use against the Harpy. Monk definitely going on the aggressive. Kevin's still within striking distance, particularly with, well, he doesn't need the gavel now if he doesn't want to use it on her. He can clear the board with what he has. Pardon me. Well, so this is probably as close to a mirror match as we're going to see today.
I played some other card games before. I played, for example, Magic quite some time. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Quite a lot. I grew up with it. I also used to play on tournaments in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I played a little bit of Hearthstone, like a few weeks. Didn't like it.
And we're tied 21-21. Again, seeing the power of the drain. It's not a mechanic. The drain synergy. I'm trying to think of the right word for it. The advantage of drain. Oh, and gets a 0 cost elusive schemer. That's quite a boon. Seeing that early. The only thing better than card draw is free card draw and a 3 free one on the board. Free 3/1, yeah.
What have we here?
But we might see Monk also running something like Dawn's Wrath or Emulating Blast as a defense, just as we know Kevin is running those. Also running Incano. I mean, Incano is going to be pretty much anybody with any intelligence is going to run Incano. You see what I did there? Because Incano is in the intelligence. And the... Who knows? You know, Monk maybe was just completely inspired by Kevin. Saw him in the tournament or something, because this list almost looks identical. I'm seeing cards. Monk plays cards. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's got those. Oh, wait, Kevin has them too.
We'll see about this.
I mean, if we see a Dawn's Wrath here, that would be incredibly unfortunate, but that would also be something from Kevin's list as well. Another Javelin. Takes out the doggy.
You'll not be rid of me that easily.
I think 7, 9, 10. Excavate? Wait, that's only for supports, right? No, an item. Okay. It wasn't glowing, so I wasn't... Oh, he still has the gavel. Yeah, okay. I thought he could excavate the gavel, but he has the gavel, so he could not bring it out. Monk overdrawing it. Looks like he is in his death throes here. Even a Dawn's Wrath wouldn't save him. It's always nice to win a mirror match. I mean, I think the attribute mirror match is largely negligible because it just means you're running the same 3 colors, but the deck constitution could be completely different. But when you can kind of win a mirror match against a deck that is running almost, in many ways, so many of the same cards, feels pretty good. But maybe I'm...
Shall we put in a dishonest day's
Nope,
plan?
okay. Yep.
This was a
Well played,
worthy
Monk. Well fought.
contest.
And Kevin acknowledges that as well. Closes for the kill.
Boring people.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, this is one of those things where you say, could things possibly get any worse? 2 Gavels, Gray Fox. I mean, Territorial Viper is great against Invade, but we've also got Invade, which, again, I'm not sure exactly where the interview is going to fall in here, so if Kevin hasn't told you already, spoiler alert, he doesn't like Invade either. And oh, he just has the worst hand against it. Come on, game, don't do this. And this, what is his name? He always comes down on Sigil Keeper. Always on curve. Always on curve. I mean, if we see Invasion...
They'll move along if they don't want trouble.
Invasion Party, it could be over here. And it would just be the perfect convergence of the worst stuff ever. Alright, so that gate will go down happily. He'll be able to break the ward with his fellow Grave Pull there. And I mean, that's a great thing about these gates. Most of the time they don't have any bites, so something like the Territorial Viper now needs to be dealt with by Fur War.
I like to read about history, basically about the Middle Ages. That's my passion. I have a dog who I like to take care of and go around for a walk. I like to learn languages.
And Kevin will be able to back up that. That's the one good thing we're seeing here, other than another lethal. I mean,
If I fall, the East will reclaim me.
I think those are going to be key. He has quite a few lethals that we've seen in there, as well as, of course, your Javelins and your Dawn's Wraths. And see, that forces Fur to use a Javelin on something as small as a Fighters Guild recruit. I'm a little surprised at that.
Great shall be your reward in paradise.
Alright,
A new dawn is rising.
giving the 4/4 a little bit of a bite, but a gavel. Nicely done. Those gavels that were clunking up the hand early on. Piercing Javelin. There we go. And now Fur knows that Kevin has an answer to whatever gate he's going to put down. It's going to make his job much more difficult.
We must protect the wellspring.
Although he does seem to... That's a nice bait out. Oh, geez, and he's going to get bigger.
Stop the will of Lord.
Would have gotten bigger.
Paradise.
We might see another gavel here. Gavel and a piercing javelin. Yep. All right, so Kevin forced to play the javelin on the big body there. And again, the drain is holding him in good stead because the 2/4 only gets bigger when runes are broken, so he is probably going to stay very petite.
I can speak a little bit of Serbian since my mother is from there and my grandparents. My father is Austrian. I grew up here, and I can speak. Besides that, I can speak Spanish a little bit. Maybe a bit weird, but I can speak Tagalog, that's Filipino, and I can speak a little bit of Indonesian. I was like, when I was younger, I really desperately wanted to learn languages. I tried to learn that one because it's very similar to German actually. So it would have been easier for me, but I sadly haven't been around it for quite some time.
Invasion, Marauder, Scamp. None of those are bad, so, I mean... Yeah, Kevin playing this really well.
I will
He has two from hand. So if his board sticks... Ooh. Oh my goodness gracious. The high rolls. It's going to take out... Not like this game, not like this. Alright, so that gate has to go.
For a new world.
Maybe Territorial Viper against Aspect. Or by, yeah. Sorry, that was dumb. Varen might be... Okay, I was going to say, yeah, you definitely don't want that to get any more triggers.
I bark and birth. This is interesting.
Alright, Dominion Battle Reeve is good for 2 without even having to hit. So Scamp is probably going to take out Viper just to get lethal off the board. He could... I mean, he'd be pushing it, trying to make a push at this point. Because his gate is too wimpy. We will probably see the lumbering Ogrim come down. Now, if Fur is being smart, he's probably going to... He's probably thinking if he wants to get within striking distance. Alright, he's going to push it a little bit. Oh, that is not what you want to see. Hopefully, maybe if he's got a fresh start. I mean, well, he has fresh start, but hopefully fresh start can give him something.
Khajiit likes these.
Alright, opening up the lane. Baron.
Like the dragonfires.
Okay. For a second there, it looked like Baron was going in the field lane. I was like, no, put him shadow. Don't let him contest that. So unless Fur has removal, well, it's not over yet, unfortunately. Guard is definitely not helping things. We might see Protector and then into Dominion. So Protector gets that extra buff. Becomes a 5/5.
Speak.
It's hard that... Ooh. Boy, this is turning into an unfortunate nail biter here.
What have we here?
Come on, Kevin. All right, that allows the trade with her.
Let none defile our temple.
My power is not to be underestimated.
And
The Black Hand sees all.
okay. Sorry, I want to keep commenting, but boy, this is the stakes are pretty high here. So we're keeping the drain alive.
Stands ever ready.
The one advantage Kevin has right now is Fur has to break 4 runes even to get into the same to break, you know, to pull even. And his forces have been whittled down, and he doesn't have a ton of cards on board. I mean, he does, but they're not. This is not a one-turn kill board, especially after these 2 little 1/1s take out 2 of his biggest hitters.
This one is far too sleek. I do not
Speak, citizen.
Yeah, that's a tough call. He might have considered putting it. Well, no, that's true. No, it wouldn't have lasted. He would have been able to take it out. Fur would have taken it out with the imp. Is that an imp? What is that? Scamp. Same difference. Ooh, would that be enough? That is. Oh, yeah. If no. If she drains, it puts him to 8. It gives him 8.
I'll send them all to oblivion.
He needs something else to... Yeah, and that'll do it! That'll do it!
Let none
Yes!
defile our temple.
Well done. Awesome, Kevin. Well done. That was a fantastic game. Whew.
House Telvanni.
Coming off a phenomenal finish against Invade, Kevin now is going to take on Warrior. We will see if it is aggro Warrior
May you walk on
or if it is going to be a Doomcrag variant.
Killing you will
Okay,
make an
I think that pretty much
story.
clinches it. It is Orc. So we started off with an aggressive matchup or a matchup against an aggressor, and it looks like we will have another one
By the first Lord.
in the same vein. They're not going to want to see
Nice try. Care to go again?
any of the cards that Kevin has in hand. Ebonheart, Riften. We might see Ebonheart a ring out,
We must protect
and then
strong.
Riften come down afterward to heal for 8. Or Riften may just come down on curve to contest that lane and get a little more health. Nope.
The 9
Okay.
inspire us.
Nice. So he's gonna, if it works out and she does not get silenced, she can't get removed, I don't think, by any hard removal.
I am the shield
Nope.
of my class.
So this is best of both worlds. Kevin's going
They're
to
in my sights.
get cards
Steel and
from a
strength.
broken rune there, but then also get a ton of life back. I'm guessing it's going to be Rift and Lawkeeper.
They'll move along if they don't want trouble.
Yeah.
Khajiit.
Yeah, if I'm an Orc with 4 cards in hand, I am not liking my chances right now. Now, granted, the Marauder has a lot of burst potential, especially with something like that. Jumps right up. There's like, must go face, must kill drain source. I mean, that's a wicked combo right there. Fortunately, Viper will be able
They're
to
in my sights.
shut that down. Or Javelin, we might see... You can't really take care of both. You don't want either of those on the board. And just like that, Tundkram has
Let us please Moloch with our deeds.
has quite a threatening board.
Bones will shatter.
I have not heard that line before. That sounds very Tolkien-esque. Think of Territorial and Dominion Battle Reef. Get that drain on the board. Get the Chieftain off the board. What? Nope. Wants to get drain on the board, which is not a bad call, certainly. I make that mistake a lot of times. If waiting that one extra turn to get the drain down, and you're just kind of always on the back foot. So
Close ranks.
it's gonna be rough here. This might not. This I don't know if Kevin's gonna be able to bounce back from this. That was just
Killing
really
you
good
will be
orc
an excellent
synergy,
story.
kind of doing its thing.
Try this on for size.
A lot of times you play that Chieftain Marauder, and it doesn't do anything. Oh! That was a good call. It's hard. You're tempted to go for the big body on there, but you need that. So Dawnfang, I think, is Dawnfang on drain? Yeah. Okay, he's not using that though. He might be looking to play Mechanical, but Mechanical Art's not going to help him here. Dominion Battle Reeve into Dominion Oathman.
I'm quite new to Elder Scrolls Legends still because I'm not playing active for a long time now. I have to learn a lot of things still. Maybe you guys saw it. Was playing the tournaments with my Dragon deck. It was a fun experience actually. I was able to improve my trade deck now, so because of the experience I got through the tournament. So I'm thankful for that. Also, I'm thankful for being able to play in the tournament. It was quite an honor for me.
House Telvanni.
We're seeing a not too bad opening hand for Kevin here. It's not great. Whoa, okay, sorry, I missed that third Oathman. That's actually kind of sad. Could you... Oh, Giggles! Giggles comes down. Oh boy, this hand is a little rough.
Our foes will have nightmares about me.
You want to get a little something for those Oathmen. You know, whether it's the blue or the gold, you want either to get that face ping or the drain. And another Giggles. Look out! Oh boy. All right, so this is going to require a little bit of balancing on Kevin's part. Like, my tendency would be to try to just go face, but we've had that's my tendency too. I don't know if you'll remember, it was several games ago. It was this exact situation: 2 Giggles in that lane, and I was trying to rush him down in the shadow lane, and my opponent just had nothing but answers. 3 attribute deck, 2 Giggles, eventually 3, I believe, and then nothing but actions otherwise. So just nothing but empower, able to drain. Maybe Kevin's just going, look, I know I've got Dawn's Wrath, so I can play that next turn. He can take out 1 Giggles with Monk Strike. And it looks like that's what he will choose to do. Good heads-up play there. You know I like Giggles, but not when she's on that side of the board. She loses all her appeal when she is facing the other direction.
You must pay to pass unhindered.
So we're seeing, I would say, something a little off the beaten trail in Guildsworn colors from Z-Train 77.
You will pay.
Does get the card draw. Is probably going to try to protect that card draw, so expect to see something coming down in the shadow lane. Guard
Let us
or...
begin the lesson. Watch this.
That's just as bad. We are coming up on Dawn's Wrath next turn. Oh no, sorry. 2 more turns.
This is interesting.
Ooh. Yeah, playing Vicious just for the body there. Obviously not getting any support removal value. Z-Train could be running supports in this deck because of course that is a trigger for expertise.
These books are worth more than your life. Don't you
Oh,
dare
if he's got a way to trigger that, this is gonna get ugly. This is gonna get ugly.
Watch and learn.
So we have
Watch
2
this.
Atronachs coming down, 1 in each lane. I'm guessing. I think they spawn next to. Yeah, that is worst case. That's why those. The maid. What is this? Oh, it's dead now. Whatever that is. That's why you usually see that removed immediately. But Z-Train able to, with the ring, get the value out of it. Ah, speaking of ring, Kevin setting himself up for his own combo.
Oh, no, I'm certain it was in this tome somewhere.
I don't know. This is
Well,
looking
let's see
pretty
if we can find something useful.
rough here as well. Probably going to see Dawn's Wrath in the shadow lane. Of course, everything gets the triggers now.
Watch this.
Opponent does make a decent trade with Giggles to keep that alive. Yeah, I think Dawn's Wrath is just going to have to be the play here. Z-Train sitting on plenty of cards, though. Is going to be able to do 9, 10, 11, 12 just in that shadow lane, or field lane. And probably has a lightning bolt. By the way this game has been going. Or a...
I fear no man.
No? Okay. So 1 more turn. Alrighty, another Clutch Prophecy. We saw those come down a little bit earlier. That may be enough. Let's gotta see what we have to work with here. Obviously, Javelin can take away the 8-3. But it doesn't look like there's going to be anything.
Prepare yourself.
And yeah, unfortunately, I think Z-Train's got an item in hand that he can play from that Battle Mage Onslaught.
No man.
I'm here to help, not
No?
play politics.
Diabna gives
Boy, this is a fight and a half right here.
My power is not to be underestimated.
Our foes will have nightmares about me.
And this is good. Able to drain without triggering, giving an opponent extra cards.
nicely done.
Oh, another great
Power
pull.
is not to be underestimated. Oh, can we have?
I'm just afraid. And Kano, lightning bolts. Like I just feel like it's at any moment it could happen. But Z-Train at the moment running a little bit dry, it would seem. And Kevin is on the pivot now.
My advice for new players getting into card games is just keep going. Because if you are getting destroyed by an opponent who is fully built deck with every card they need, and you're just in the beginning and you can't do anything, it doesn't mean you can't do anything in the future. When you have the cards and you get them really fast actually, you can also completely obliterate your opponent someday. So don't give up because you lose a lot in the early stages. That would be the best advice I have.
All right. Oh boy. This is Kevin clawing, and unfortunately now that his opponent is finally running out of cards, Kevin now is going to have to break a rune in order to heal. Excuse me. Boy, is he? Could he actually... Riften... Okay, that's going to be 5. That's 10. Oh my gosh, with Riften and Aaron... Oh, he doesn't have... He can't play both.
They'll move along if they don't want trouble.
Oh... So close. Abner. Well, Abner could possibly trigger... I think he can trigger his... Oh, he can trigger this summon effect right here. Oh! And that's going to do another 4. Wow. So... He would have been one off, I think, had that prophecy not come down. But wow, what a swing. What an amazing swing. I am so glad we got this game. My goodness gracious. I just wish I was... I still feel like I've got morning cobwebs in my brain. It's good to know what my limitations are, even as a morning person, but my goodness gracious, what a game this has been. Whew. Phenomenal. Kevin, I'm guessing you're giddy right now. I'm giddy as heck. Now Z-Train, no doubt, wanting to see. And there we do have the Incano. It just came down a turn too late. Raiding Party will take out the 3-2, but 3-2 does... Yeah. Yep. It's going to take him out. He's going to do...
I didn't sign up to kill.
On your guard, knave.
And Aaron... Nope.
That was fought
Yep.
The rightful ruler of Old Tamriel has arrived.
And he goes out with style. Well done, Kevin. My goodness. My goodness gracious. What a way to end the video. Wow. I mean, some great games, but that last one in particular, being able to see that swing and that finish was fantastic. So, Kevin, thank you so much, not only for the games, but for putting together the answers to those questions. I know from trying to answer them myself that some of them actually require you to really do some deep thinking there. So thank you for that and your patience during the interview process. He bore with me. I couldn't even actually talk to him because of how my audio is set up or not set up. So he just had to answer the questions unprompted while I typed, "Hey, great answer," or "Ooh, interesting," or something. So not an ideal interview scenario. I'm still trying to figure out a way that I can make the audio for you all better. I mean, obviously I have a bunch of different microphones here, but that doesn't help us in terms of getting solid audio otherwise. So I do apologize. I did try to boost levels. It was very easy to hear when we were talking or when I was hearing him directly, but as I was putting together the edit, I was trying to adjust the levels and everything. I know it might have been a little hard to hear, but hopefully you're able to learn more about Kevin. The goal is to be able to have that interview happen live while the game is going on. Although I will say, from experience, trying to answer questions, trying to put in thought into those questions while also trying to focus on gameplay, it's a little bit rough. So I'm not sure if we would go that route or if it's going to be more, maybe in between games, ask a few questions, but during the games, just get some commentary. So if anybody has any of that expertise, more than happy to talk with you so I can figure out how to make that happen here. But again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you again, Kevin, for contributing to this video, and I look forward to doing more of these in the future. Until then, keep playing.